truly a feel-good moment in the world of professional wrestling.
Man who set out to change the world.
This isn't making it any more easy, guys. But thank you.
Isn't that the truth?
It's hard not to get emotional here. Maybe the greatest of all time.
It was a little over a year ago. I checked myself into a hospital and I was given the bad news that I had something called diverticulitis. And for those who don't know what that is, well, it took 2 feet of my intestines from me. And if I hadn't checked myself in when I did, the doctor had told me, Kenny, you'd have been dead. So for the past year, it's been this roller coaster ride. Upon a successful surgery, of course, I had 2 questions. Number 1, Doc, how long is recovery gonna be? And number 2, when is it that I can get back in a ring? And the doctor told me, he said, Kenny, you'd be lucky if you could return to a normal way of life, let alone return to the ring, let alone return to the Kenny Omega that you used to be. So, being a professional wrestler and doing what we do, of course, you push things a little too hard. I ended up being in the hospital 4 more times for a period of 4 more weeks at a time. And I had to really ask myself, is this even worth it? Can I even do it? And I can't lie, there was a moment in time when I felt like maybe giving up was the safest option. And once I considered that option, I realized, what purpose do I even have? What purpose do I even have on this planet if I don't have you people with me? A few days ago, I tested that theory. And I found my purpose in Tokyo, Japan, just like I found my purpose here tonight. And that is, if I'm not in this ring in front of you people every single week, giving you everything that I have, then I'm just not living. If I'm not showing you guys that Kenny Omega can be the best, that he can be the god of professional wrestling, then I am not living. So even though I might not be the same guy, even though I can't do the things that I used to be able to do, this new version of Kenny Omega, the one that isn't concerned about money, the one that isn't concerned about power, the one that isn't concerned about revenge, this version of Kenny Omega can still prove that he is the...
Well, Kenny may have an opportunity to test those words right now as Don Callis, the man who quite literally stabbed Kenny Omega in the back. And you see Omega, his head's on a swivel. He knows the Don Callis playbook as well as anybody, and the attack could be coming from anywhere.
It certainly could, and this is like a thunderstorm at a wedding right
I don't know
now.
why I'm surprised.
Well, look who's back from the dead.
Get him! Oh, get him, Kenny Omega! Get him, Kenny! Yeah! Oh, look at this! Been waiting months and weeks on all that Don Callis.
And input, goodness, Archer and Cage of the Don Callis family, but Omega getting those shots. He's maybe the first person person I've ever seen to get his hands on Don Callis quite like that.
Monster Machine taking the cleaner apart, and it's Brian Cage. Cage!
Cage and Archer doing Don Callis' dirty work here tonight, of course.
The Machine just dragging the carcass of Omega, who did not come expecting to fight, but he's trying to fight his way. He's ready to go.
Now look at this 2-on-1, but Omega undaunted.
Wait, Kenny!
And into the fray comes Kyle Fletcher.
Oh, come on.
Fletcher. A right hand.
That's 3 men on one now. We should be shocked. We should be disappointed. But this is, unfortunately, expected behavior. Cowardly. No, not this bit. No. Right in the abdomen, the Machine, Brian Cage, delivered a shot that could hospitalize Omega.
The body blow from Brian Cage. Omega in dire straits here.
We saw Cage won $100,000.
Levels Archer, swinging for the fences on Kyle Fletcher.
Attaboy. Get him out of here.
Another man that was betrayed by Don Callis in Will Ospreay, perhaps finding common cause with Kenny Omega, but will these two men ever be able to bury the hatchet? Oh, wait. A tense standoff, so much history between these two men. Where do things stand between Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay? Two men wronged by Don Callis. Will that be the force that binds them together, or will it drive them apart even further?
Well, that is a question I cannot wait to find out the answer to. Just fired me up right here. Look at Will Ospreay.
Well, fans, thank you for joining us tonight on Dynamite. Next Wednesday night, Dynamite Maximum Carnage, the AEW World Championship match. Jon Moxley, the champion. Powerhouse Hobbs, the challenger. The grudge match finally goes down next Wednesday night in Cincinnati. Christian Cage, the cold-hearted devil. One-on-one Hook and Christian next Wednesday night.
The Women's Casino Gauntlet next week as well. We saw Chris Statlander win the #1 spot. The winner goes on to Australia, getting a world title shot at Grand Slam.
And fans, you're not going to believe this. Tony Khan has just made it official. Kenny Omega returns to the ring next Wednesday night at Dynamite to take on the Machine, Brian Cage. Are you kidding me? Cage landing that toxic body shot on Kenny Omega. Omega only has to wait 7 days to get his hand on the Machine.
It's going to be incredible. Kenny Omega said he's not out for revenge, not out for money, but he may be out for vengeance next week when he goes one-on-one with the Machine.
Well, Kenny Omega returning to Dynamite, maybe not quite how he wanted. But Ian, Daddy Magic, it feels good to have Kenny Omega back home, back in all Elite Wrestling.